First and foremost, I'd like to give infinite praises, honor, and glory unto my power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rahakadash. I'd like to give double honors to where they're due unto the men who teach and rule well over at Great Millstone, the elder apostles on down, and a sincere shalom unto you. This is Brother Kazak coming back at you with another video lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And I'm going to title it The Rod of the Wicked. So let's get into it. We got a lot of scriptures to go through today, so let's sit down at the Lord's table and eat together. The Wadi Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for, giving us this lesson, this daily bread, this manna from heaven. The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, it reads, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" So it's asking who the wicked is. And those judges that the faces are being covered are the Lord's righteous mouthpiece, his prophets, his saints. Okay? And this world has blinded the eyes to the people of this world from seeing and their ears from hearing the mouthpiece of the Lord. So the only ones who are going to hear these messages are the ones that it's truly intended for, the ones that are meant to receive it, the Lord's, chosen people, Israel. And Israel is a people before a place. So it's asking who the wicked is. If not, who is he? And we look around at who owns everything, who sits in high places of power, ruling over people, writing rules with their pen, their sword, okay? Writing fancy ink into fancy paper, sitting behind expensive mahogany desks, wearing soft Gucci suits, and Italian leather loafers with their feet kicked up, prescribing grievousness upon the earth. So if not, who and where is he? So we're going to go and find out who that is. Now, when we look around, when we look out the window and wherever we're going, everybody seems to be down and out. They're in dire straits. They're not happy. And if they are happy, they're probably most likely wicked, because only a wicked person will truly be happy in this wicked society. The righteous are sitting here crying out unto our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, all the wee hours of the day, because we're vexed sorely for all the abominations being done in the midst thereof. Okay? So we're not happy. We're, not rejoicing at all. So the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2, it reads, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." No one's really rejoicing right now, so that tells us something. The Lord's clearly making a distinct indication of, how to recognize wickedness and who's in authority over them, who's ruling the earth today. So let's read that again. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice." Nobody's rejoicing, so the righteous are obviously not in authority. And as Job 9 and 24 went in, the righteous judges, their faces are being covered. So they're obviously not in authority, because we would be rejoicing right now and making merry all the time. "But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." And all these people are in mourning. So the righteous are clearly not in power, and the wicked, obviously, they beareth rule. Okay, so now we can do away with that. Now we're going to go into the book of 2nd Esdras. 2 Esdras chapter 6, verse 9. And it reads, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." Okay? If we look around, like, everything's fallen to shit. Everything's being destroyed, and for making these things happen. We want this wicked world to crumble, so our Lord can come back and redeem us, his people, Israel. Okay? Starting off with his chosen, holy, elect governing body from the seed line of David, his righteous. That'll be righteous here, in this wicked kingdom. seeking the Lord's face diligently, his righteousness. And the Lord is going to impart righteousness unto them. So, 2 Esdras chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world in which we're in, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? And the Lord is righteous all the time. And that's what he doth love. He loves righteousness. Okay? So, Esau is the end of the world. He's the one who's ruling in power today, the so-called white man. Not all white people, but the so-called white man that sits in high place, writing grievousness, grievous laws upon us, keeping the people sitting down in low place. Okay? And I know I say okay a lot, but it's because I'm asking if you're understanding this. Because I understand it. The Lord has given me this understanding, and he's imparting it unto you. Be ye thankful that the Lord is having great mercies upon us. I know I am. I'm very gracious of our power and his great tender mercies and love. But he is great and terrible. Great and terrible. He's greatly to be feared. And that's reverenced. We reverence the Lord. So, Esau beareth rule. He's the wicked, and the earth is given unto him. Okay? So, in Romans chapter 9, verse 13, it reads, as it is written, Jacob, the beginning of it, the world that followeth after, the wicked beareth rule, Jacob have I loved. This is the Lord talking. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Yes, the Lord hates. He does hate, and hate means to love less. So let's read that again. Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And the Lord, he gave this world into the hands of the wicked. And he hates wickedness, but he loves righteousness. And we're going to go into that to prove who Jacob is and what he means unto the Lord. For the Lord hath spoken it, and it's been written plain upon tables, okay, that Jacob is who the Lord loves, Yahweh, Yahushai, and Esau is who he hates. So, I'm going to close that out. We're going to go into the book of Psalms, chapter 11, verse 7. Okay. For the righteous Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright. You hear that, Israel? You hear that, heathen? The Lord, the righteous Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, loveth righteousness. And if we go back to the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13, which we just read, the Lord loveth Jacob, and he hateth Esau. He hates wickedness, and he loves righteousness. Therefore, he made Jacob righteous. So that just establishes who the wicked is and who the righteous is, who the Lord loveth and who the Lord hateth, and who is in power under this wicked rule. Because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? It's Esau, Edom, as well as the rest of the heathen nations that have us in bondage, because they are all confederate against us. They plot against us. They try to kill us and keep us out of power, from knowing our power. So, be warned, and keep your head on a swivel. So, in this man, wicked Esau, he hateth his own kind. So there's no way he can love the righteous. And we're going to go into some things about this. The book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 32. The wicked, Esau, Edom, of Idumea, okay, in particular, Amalek, the Amalekite, the small hat people, the ones that, own the banks and everything else, they are the wicked. They watcheth the righteous. They watcheth you, Jacob, Israel, and seeketh to slay him. You hear that? We have enemies. We're in bondage. We're enslaved. Just because you make small minimum wage or somewhat money to, for your daily bread to eat, that you don't even get paid daily, which is going off. Get paid every week or bi-weekly. We're supposed to get paid every day. So that truly shows that we're in a wicked world. Okay? The wicked watcheth the righteous. We're the righteous. Jacob, Israel. And the wicked, they watch us and they seek to slay us. They're always got their hands into mischief. Their hearts are set upon evil. And they seek out, iniquity, which is sin upon sin. And they accomplish a diligent search. All this man does is creates, wickedness to put hell upon the Lord's chosen people. Our enemies. We're enslaved. Just because you get a check doesn't mean that you're not a slave. Look at the wages they got. They have trillions of dollars. And we don't have none. We barely have enough to pay our bills. And our bills are a lot less than theirs. So, be ye not deceived. I'm getting pissed, and I'm trying not to, project that, but I'm just so angry with this because I'm meant to be. The Lord opened up my understanding and my lob, my mind, my heart to understand these things. So, a wise man, oppression maketh a wise man mad, but a gift destroyeth the heart. So the more that the Lord opens my understanding, the more I get angry. And this devil knows that oppression maketh a wise man mad because he knows the Bible. This is how he uses the Bible to control us. The white man didn't write this book. Our ancestors wrote this book. We are our ancestors through the reincarnation, the regeneration. Okay? So we wrote the book. That's why we're the only ones who truly understand it. Because the understanding's been given to those that, live the book. But this devil has gotten his greasy mitts on it, and he weaponized it against us. Created religions to come against the truth, to keep people, deceived. He weaponized this book against us. He knows how to take our power from us, and that's to get us to put our hands to iniquity, sin upon sin. And sin is the transgression of the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord, as stated in the book of John. Okay? So the more that we sin, the less the Lord hears us. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So we need to come back to the Lord by getting intimate with Him, by, seeking out the book of the Lord and reading. Okay? And coming back to Him, knowing what He likes and what He dislikes. What He hates and what He loves. And He loves righteousness. And in order to do that, we need to seek His righteousness, which is found in these holy scriptures. So, there's that. Okay, Book of Psalms. Let's read this again. 37, verse 32. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. So these devils, they watch us and they want to kill us. So we have enemies round about. They're all around. They're watching me right now doing this. I'm on the internet and they're recording me. They're documenting this and they're probably going to use this against me. But I don't care, because I'm standing up boldly for my power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, for the nation of Israel, His chosen people, because I love them more than I love my life. I love the Lord more than I love anything. I love the Lord more than I love my wife, my sons, my daughters, my mother, my father. I love the Lord with my whole heart, mind, body, and soul. Take this walk very seriously, and if you don't, you are going to be destroyed. Book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 7, it reads, now we're getting close to closing out and getting closer to the point of this whole lesson. Psalms, chapter 34, verse 7, the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, encampeth round about them that fear Him, and delivereth them out of all troubles, because the afflictions of the righteous are many, but the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, delivereth him out of all afflictions. If we fear, reverence the Lord, we're going to do as he says, as he hath commanded. And he commanded us to not sin against him. So we need to not do that. And we need to seek him out to know what sin is. You know, what his laws, statutes, and commandments are. Now, the law is not going to save us. We can't save ourselves. We need Lord Yahushai, our Hamashiach, our Messiah, our King, to come back and redeem his people. Israel. People before a place. Okay? From the seed line of Jacob. So, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But in particular, Jacob. That's our forefathers. So, we need him to come back and save us. But with the whole laws and stuff, the less iniquity or the less sin we do, the less we're going to be troubled. Because the Lord uses the wicked, the people in rule, the heathen, he uses them as a rod of correction, which is like a stick. And he wallops us with it when we go off, when we depart from him. So we need to seek his face continually. We need to do a diligent search of our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, even more so than the wicked, do a diligent search of iniquity. We need to do a diligent search of his righteousness, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So we're going to close out. Okay, and I hope that the viewers tuning in are edified. May you be edified as we eat at the table of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and his only begotten Son, Lord Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach. Okay, we're closing out right now in the book of Psalms. This is important. This is the whole, point of this lesson. This is important. It all is, but this is very important. And if you're here to the end, from the beginning, Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai have imparted wisdom upon you, because you're doing a diligent search, seeking his face, continually seeking out his righteousness. Righteousness that he loveth. Psalms chapter 125, verse 3, and it reads as such: For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity. Okay, so let's break this down. It's pretty plain and simple, cut and dry, but Jake can be a bit remedial. So the Lord's going to have me explain this unto you. For the rod of the wicked is the wicked sword. Okay, and a sword is a death device. It's an instrument of death, a tool of destruction. And the Lord, his rod of correction, is the wicked. So the Lord gave this man this power to rule over us, because we gone off. And we departed our hearts away from the Lord and went our own way and took up the way of the heathen. A way that the Lord hateth, because it is not righteous. It's not a righteous way. It's not a righteous path. Okay? But this wicked rod shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous. And we know the righteous, who the righteous are, and what righteousness is to the Lord. The Lord loveth righteousness. The righteous Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, loveth righteousness. And his people, Jacob, Israel, okay, that is righteousness. It is a righteous people. Them are the only people that can be righteous. And his elect are the only ones who can be righteous in this kingdom. And the 1/3, and they're part. It's all together. But anyway, I don't want to go off on, another wormhole or whatever, because that's not what this lesson is about. But the rod of the wicked won't rest upon the righteous. Lest, meaning unless, if you go and do the opposite, lest the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity, and we went into iniquity. That's sin upon sin, and sin is the transgression of the law, statutes, commandments of our power, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. So the Lord's going to use his rod of correction on the lot of the righteous, if they put forth their hand unto sin. So let's sin less as we try not to sin at all. This Brother Kazak, I'm out. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and a sincere Shabbat Shalom unto all those listening in and being edified. And Shalach Rayim unto the world, you fucking devils are done.